Well, hey, what's up, all? Ian, Spaded One, good to see you guys. Get this chat popped out so it shows up. Anthony Roman, what is going on? Oh, what the hell is going on? I know, right? Well, a couple things we're gonna do here shortly. Um, I got some stuff I wanted to. I just might as well open on screen. Um, let's see here. Oh yeah, there's a good amount to start with. Oh, hi, Mark. Classic. I met the dude. I have a picture of me with Tommy Wiseau. I'll have to share it again. Okay. So first of all, what I wanted to start the stream with was assembling my completed Gundam RX because I've officially done all the details and how did I have that? And top coated it, and it turned out lovely. I decided to go with the matte just because, you know, I was looking at a lot of pictures and it almost comes off toy-like. Well, I don't know. I think if with expert hands they could do a good gloss. Well, I'll just leave that there. And let me put all this together and I'll show it off. Yeah, this is looking great. I really like how it turned out. Let me zoom in just a little more. So yeah, you can see that there's that, you know, matte top coat on. I love the way that looks on there. Okay, so there's a lot I ended up having to detail on this, more than I was planning to. So when I do the review video, which I think since I am done, I will probably get that done today or tomorrow, to be out Wednesday. Everything from clipping the V-fins to, you know, putting different colors in different little spots, what I painted, to be as accurate to the anime as possible. Even the parts on the wrists here, where this little part is gray and then there's a silver on the inside. The decals look fantastic. I think this turned out great. So, yeah, the shield. I love the top coat on this thing. I mean, it just really, oh, and you can kind of see based on the light where I might have not had it land properly. But I mean, it's hard to notice. But anyway, love how that turned out. So I will be doing a review of that to go out later. And then in the review, I don't know if I'll make it separate, but I also wanted to go over this. So here's the first thing I'm unboxing. So I just got in the mail my Requiem for Vengeance kits that I pre-ordered. Yet Sieg New York came in, helped a brother out. So what I'm going to do is probably do a custom with the body of the Gundam EX, but I'm actually going to take the Gatling gun and I'm going to fit it onto the Gundam Universe, Gundam EX. It's a little smaller, so I'll see if there's some way where I can make it appear bigger, but that's going to be hard to do because it's the general scale of the whole thing. But I think it will be fun to do anyway, and I'm going to try to make it non-intrusive to the figure itself so I'm not breaking any of it, so maybe I'll use magnets or something. I'll figure out something. But I think this deserves that. Also, I should go get, oh man, what am I going to do? Get decals, and then what am I going to do next? Panel line it? I can't go too crazy. Because then it's like having another kit. And then with this one, I'm really thinking of going with the Zaku green. I'm seeing people post pictures of this kit in green, and it looks so good. So I might do that. So there's that. Okay. Oh, Anthony's asking what kind of top coat. It was the Mr. Hobby. Let me grab it. This is what I use. Rogue New Type suggested this one specifically. I've used all different types, and this one does seem to turn out good. I can maybe do 3 high grades with one can, and it might be half a can, maybe, or more, depending on a master grade. Actually, Sinanju Stein was pretty big, so I think that's why that took up 2/3 of a can. But this stuff's good, and it's relatively, it's not that expensive. It's like $10 a bottle. If you like get it at like Hobby Lobby or online places, whereas like on Amazon it's 17, so that adds up. Yeah, there are two kits that are out right now. It's Solari's Zaku 2 and it's the Gundam EX. So, oh, Anthony's asking, is that acrylic or enamel? Good question, you know. That should be one that I could answer for you. I'm going to look real quick just in case. It says, do not spray over Aqueous Hobby Color. I just noticed that. Interesting. And I have some of that, and I was thinking of using it today, and I didn't. It says it's flammable, but I can't. Acrylic. Okay, yeah, there we go, acrylic. Or wait, application on acrylic. Yeah, that's probably something I should know so I could, because I know. Oh, Santo Bell, good to see you. Glad you're here for this next part. Yeah, that's something I gotta know when I'm speaking about, because I, relatively novice at that stuff, and I do know that if you mix certain ones, it doesn't work out. So this is next. This is something I got again. It was like a Black Friday sale. I think I had a coupon because it's hard to pay full price for these things. Let's see. This is from the '89 movie, which is a look I really like. So let's. Oh, I guess this was really the front, and then. All right. Oh. Here we go. We'll get this thing open real quick. Hey, working a few, but thought I'd drop in. Yeah, Santabel, I'm glad you did. It's not too often that you're able to join these live streams just from where you're at. Here we go. Love it. I love the scale of these Super 7 Godzillas, especially because they are cheaper than the SH Monster Arts. And not only that, this was on a Black Friday sale also. Okay, let's see if I can. It's a lot of work, a lot of plastic. Yeah, Ian, Super 7 does do a good job on the presentation. I wonder if that goes into the cost, because sometimes I think Super 7 stuff is pricier than it should be. Like, I've always wanted to try out one of the Super 7 Power Rangers, Super 7 TMNT, which we'll get into some TMNT here shortly. Look at this tail, guys, a tail. Okay. And you know what? It's cold here. And I've been told I need to heat this stuff up, so I might need to be careful. That to the side. Let's get this guy opened up. So in my recent foray into Godzilla stuff, I really appreciate the late 80s into the 90s. Yeah, the 90s, even early 2000s look of Oh, I just saw something, guys. I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked. You know how Discord has that reward available thing? They've got one for Batman Arkham Shadow. Which I have, and it's just I never do those quests on. But maybe you don't need to have the game, you just need to watch something? Oh, okay, that's not as fun. Anyway. I like the 90s Godzilla, the late 80s, early 90s. There's a couple things. One, it's like they got to the point where the technology is really good for the special effects. Um, so it kind of has a cool look, and that that '90s. I guess there's a nostalgic for late '80s, early '90s stuff in general. Santa Bill saying, "Oh wait, Anthony wrote, is that a Godzilla minus one? No, I do have a Godzilla minus one. I'll compare it. This is versus Biolante. It's the '89 movie. Santa Bill, very cool Gojira. I want the Super 7 Ultimate minus one. Yeah, let me grab it because I have that here. And I did a live stream a few weekends ago where I actually cut my thumb live trying to take the head off. Because instead of having an articulated jaw, they just come with extra heads. But yeah, this thing is awesome. But yeah, let's get this guy out. Interesting finish. It's like a flat sort of finish on it. Oh my gosh, how am I going to get this dude out? It's too bad. Here we go. Yeah, lots of good articulation on these. Cool. Love the look of this one. And I can't wait for them to do even the... Am I going to cut myself again? Hold on. There we go. So looking cool. Here's a SH Monster Arts figure next to it, which, the articulation's really odd on these because there's so much gappage that happens. But I mean, the detail and the texture is really nice. But this, I just love the size. Oh, you have the Super 7 MMPR T-Rex. How is that? Let's see. What else? Matt Wheaton, good to see you guys. That was one of Japan's greatest franchises next to Gundam. Just the thought of a giant-ass murder kaiju is more than enough to inspire both awe and wonder, as well as sheer terror, too. Yeah, there's something about kaiju and Godzilla I really like, and that is pretty cool. Yeah, that Godzilla and Gundam are both, like, super popular in Japan, and I guess the weeb in me, I guess it's always been there, and it's now emerging. I'm especially a huge fan of Shin Godzilla and Godzilla Minus One. Both are, in my opinion, the greatest Godzilla films ever made. You know what? I gotta say, I kind of agree. Like, I remember when Shin Godzilla first came out, it blew me away how good of a movie that was in general. Like, because, I'd watched Godzilla movies in the past, in the American ones, but, there was something about it that it, didn't have everything I was looking for, and Shin really did it. I need to get a Shin figure. I'll just wait for Hiya Toys because I want to start getting the Hiya Toys Godzillas. Anyway, this is cool. It comes with some other parts for the Biolante figure, but they have a 2-pack that comes with it. I'm just not too crazy about that. There's alternate head. So it's interesting, how they do that, where it's instead of an articulated head, it's just alternate, and he really needs to brush his teeth. Let's see. I found a nearby shop. I found a shop nearby with NECA Godzilla figs, but they were all pretty obvious knockoffs. Yeah, I think anything you find now in a shop is going to be a knockoff. From what I've been reading and looking up. And the guy that provided the buildings, I got a whole bunch of buildings from this guy. I did a stream about it. He actually lives near me and 3D prints these buildings. He was just talking about the best way to find the NECA ones as well. Let's see what else. Yeah, this is a badass Godzilla. When the new Kong versus Godzilla movie came out, I was Team Godzilla. Yeah, same here. Nothing against Kong, but it's like Godzilla is just obviously awesomer. Son's gonna look at that one for a second. So yeah, it comes with this thing, I guess, that wraps around him. This when the plant goes through his hand. I actually watched the movie just the other day. And then fists. I like Godzilla having interchangeable hands. Actually, some more hands. Got, I guess, something to like grab because if he was fighting the Biolante, if I'm even saying that right, he'll grab the vines or whatever. I know, right, dudes? Yeah. So all these alternate hands, it's kind of crazy. Now I have the smaller Super 7 figures, and I just think they're way overpriced. But this, so much articulation in the tail. The tail is gigantic. Yeah, I gotta get a heat gun to this before I start moving it around too much. Let's see. It's not for the MMPR T-Rex. Some figure kind of want the Dragon Zord too. Okay, well, if you're liking it enough to get the Dragon Zord, it must be good. Super 7 does some good stuff, but I've never seen them do a good human for some reason. Look at their Andre the Giant if you need a good laugh. Yeah, and so the first Super 7 figure I ever got was the Toxic Crusader. And it seemed like a good figure until I had it in hand, and then over time it just got droopy and loose, and the plastic would chip easily, and I'm just like, I don't understand. So I kind of avoided Super 7 since then. But then they have those new G.I. Joes they're coming out with. It's insane. G's came out with an Armored Core model kit as well, as I heard they're pretty dope. Yeah, that and Robot Spirits. Yeah. Let's see. I agree. Like Kong, but Godzilla is just so much cooler looking. If y'all ask me, yeah, I agree. Kong vs. Godzilla is basically Batman vs. Superman. Only one of them shoots fluorescent death from his face. Yeah, that's kind of funny how that works. But yeah, that's the Godzilla. So let's look at this other thing I've been waiting for forever. It's funny how my pre-orders just come in today. Let's see. Now, yeah, this thing is awesome. It's Joy Toy, which Joy Toy makes great stuff. Joy Toy and Haya, I think, have been like the new toy people coming out. With Haya, I was getting the alien toys. With Joy Toy, they did like the Space Marine toys, Warhammer 40,000 specifically. Oh, I get it. DMLR. So what I'm gonna do is just do L. I think my favorite's M. We'll do this for now. Yep, this is the Joy Toy TMNT. Let's look at that. Oh yeah. And it comes with a skateboard. This is gonna be great. I hope. I hope there's not like QC issues or anything. Just get some of this off. I'm a TMT guy first, and these are the Nahanas. Yeah, I think I saw on your Instagram. Yeah, these. Oh man, as soon as I saw these, I pre-ordered them back in whenever, and then people were getting them for me. This is my favorite scale when it comes to just typical action figures. Just because it's not too big, it's easy to army build. Like even when the Star Wars Black series came out, just that scale is too big. I don't know for me to. Anyway. All right, here we go. Let's look at this guy. So, first off, love these designs because it's kind of like the classic turtle look in a way. Especially, you know, with the shape of the head and the proportions in general, but adding some cool updated stuff. So curious how the articulation is. There's a little bit of blockage due to that there, but I think it's not too bad. I always like when you can do like more of a 45 potentially. Interesting how much waste swivel it can get considering the shell. And then get some. There's a. I can't believe they have two pieces there because that really does block anything it could do. But I mean, it's still good articulation. I don't want to complain. Okay, I like that. The arms can sit close because I like when a figure can you can stand oppose a figure and it have like kind of a neutral stand without it looking odd. I like things that look neutral and natural. This just kind of sits there and floats, but I guess that's okay. That is kind of cool. Let's see what else is going on in chat before. Hey, Mafty, good to see you. They showed April and Splinter recently as well. Yeah, and Bebop and Rocksteady, which those might even already be available. I saw them for pre-order. I don't know if I'm going to get them. Are they doing a Ronin? I bet if this line is successful, Joy Toy will start doing the thing NECA does and come out with a Ninja Turtle at this size, like all the different types. Skateboard? Okay, come on, skateboard. So this is cool. This seems like exactly what, I don't know, 8 to 12-year-old Adam, even, 41-year-old Adam would want an action figure to be able to do is have a skateboard that it can carry around. That is sick. Let's look at some of this other stuff real quick. Tons of hands. More hands than I need. That's... Okay, got some open hands. Maybe do some cool karate poses. All right, I'm going to just dump that out. Thank you. Oh, that's neat. It comes with a single stand as well as the stand to put them all together. No instructions. Yeah, so no like instructions or anything, but the back kind of shows how things would work. Nice. All right, look at that. A Joy Toy silica pack. Interesting. Okay. Do that later. So let's see. Some accessories. You got a slice of pizza. You always need that. Even dripping cheese. Turtle communicator. Makes sense. And then the swords. So I like how it has these swords with effect pieces. This is a great idea. And it's even, in general, a little more cartoony than the standard one. Just how it, the blade gets a little thicker and curves at the top, whereas this is kind of straight. So that's a really neat idea. See. Fit in nicely. Dude, this is... Dude. Like, check it out, man. I guess that's a Mikey voice, but no, like, just the turtles with their skateboards. It's like exactly what I've wanted. Okay, I'm just gonna open them all since I'm here. Thought the communicator was a grenade. Yeah, that's a good idea for a grenade. Did they ever do that? A turtle grenade that looks like a shell? Let's see. These and the recent Mexico sets are probably the best TMNT stuff in quite a long time. Have you seen those Mondo vinyls? Soft vinyls? Like, I don't know if I would collect something like that, but they just look so good. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like a lot of times I really get into these action figures or something. and it's the reason like why I like Gundam is the design. For instance, I bought this soft vinyl Godzilla here because just the design. Like I love seeing like representations of art that I can hold. Okay, looks like they all come with the communicator, which I guess makes sense. Like their cell phones communicators, but it would be neat if they all came with like their own unique um accessory. So there's Mikey. That's funny. Oh, he even has a little iPod there. Yeah, so they all have, I guess, their unique look with them. Oh yeah, spray paint. All right, so I'm gonna look at the hands real quick. Here's Leonardo. Here's Michelangelo. I think they're all the same. I'm just saying this because when I put them up, I might have them all together. So it looks like the hands are the same, and that's actually common with Joy Toy. Like with the Space Marines, I sold some of the Space Marines I got, and I was going through making sure I matched up all the accessories, and they all pretty much had the same hands. So that kind of made it easy, and it comes out easily. So that's nice. Some more Joy Toy silica. It's funny how they brand their own. So maybe the cost of getting it for everything, it's cheaper for them to make their own. I don't know. I really would not have any idea on that. I also have the SH Figure Arts Ninja Turtles. I really like those. Those are I think are my favorite. And then I did buy the ones from the 2012 or whatever TMNT show. They came out with figures that were more styled like the old ones. I bought those and it just from Playmates, so not like any high-end ones. And then the new movie, I got the movie from last year, whatever. I got the figures because those were actually pretty nice for being just kids' toys, essentially. All right, so Mikey does have a different pizza. I wonder if you can match it up and almost make a pizza. I guess we'll see here. There's something inside this. I don't know if that's supposed to be the case. It doesn't look like it's supposed to come apart, but that's kind of strange. And then, oh, I guess this put together might look like a ninja star with the sewer. That's cool. Let's see. Santa Bell, right? Don't need to run. Can't be late. Enjoy the rest of your evening, day mates. Yeah, you too, Santa Bell. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I really like the sword too. The way it looks, you can really pose the figure really good in a variety of different ways. Yeah, and really make it look dynamic, and there's a lot of fun. The Mondo vinyls are cool, but not my thing. I prefer a posable figure to an art piece. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They just look so cool. It's like I want it, but yeah, I prefer articulation and all that. Mondo also did TMNT figures a while back. They're pretty dang good. Are they similar to their like the X-Men animated and stuff like that? Because I got the Wolverine from the X-Men animated, and while I really like the X-Men animated figures, I do think they are overpriced. Just because I also, for less than that, got the Sideshow Hano Toys Wolverine that is way better than the X-Men anime Wolverine. But the X-Men animated one's like so much more. It was crazy. And they're killing it with the Marvel license right now. Yes, animated Spider-Man. And see, that's the thing. I think they're pricey, but that animated Spider-Man looks so good. Anthony Roman, absolutely. Gundam design is the best. I 100% agree. I like Gundam a bit more than Transformers. Yeah, I never got into Transformers. Again, I watched it when I was younger. You know, I do specifically remember this house we had in the 80s where I would watch Transformers, and that sounded odd. And I never got into it for some reason. Like, around that time, my jam was um, Inspector Gadget and Ninja Turtles, I guess. So that was a little bit after. Ghostbusters. Yeah, Ghostbusters, Inspector Gadget, and then Ninja Turtles. And then really, the mecha thing didn't really, I think, get to me until I saw Aliens, the 1986 Aliens movie, where, they're in the power loader. Like, to me, that was like the ultimate idea of someone piloting a mech. Because I guess most of the time, any maybe mech I saw, like maybe even if I saw Robotech online or Voltron, I didn't really connect someone being a pilot. Because then I liked, Gulf War was that time, and I really liked, the Air Force stuff, Blue Angels, F-18s. All right, here's Raphael. Spikes seems like something he'd do. What is interesting is their body types are pretty much the same, which I'm not going to complain about that, but I do like some of the iterations where they make Raphael seem like a bulkier dude. Oh, and his pizza. That's funny. It's like the cheese being pulled. So if it were... No, that still wouldn't work. Yeah, my hope was it would form a perfect pizza, but nah. That's just being silly. All right. With that, throw that there. Dump these out again. Let's see what else. Transformers 1 is pretty cool. Watch it if you haven't already. Yeah, actually, I was shocked. We just like to go to the movies, as a family as much as we can. So it's not, I would never have seen Transformers 1 any other way. But that movie was good. That movie was good. I think it being CGI held it back. It's because it comes off as a family movie, and it gets still be, but the story also has mature themes to it. It's thought-provoking, and I think a lot of adults are going to miss out on that. Oh, by the way, I saw Gladiator 2, and I was shocked at how much I liked that. I thought it was going to be just a quick cash grab, and maybe it was, but it's just the story they put together made sense for as long as it was. It was fast-paced. So yeah, I'd say Gladiator 2 is pretty cool. The family wants to see Wicked. I'm not too crazy about that, even if it is good, just not my type of thing, but I might. I was into Inspector Gadget for a little while, and also Thundercats and He-Man, and then a bit after that I got into other stuff like Ronin Warriors, Power Rangers. Yeah, all that stuff. All that stuff is pretty cool. But from those, I didn't really get into those too much. I did watch a lot of Thundercats and He-Man. I had some He-Man figures. I think I was drawn to sci-fi stuff, like Ghostbusters, having proton pack shooting ghosts. It's more supernatural, but then also, oh, that's cool. He comes with an extra little thing. But then also, Inspector Gadget, having all the gadgets, the technology. I guess that was my thing. And it's funny, I guess I didn't remember it too much, but I know I did watch a lot of G.I. Joe, because then as I got older and I'd revisit the comics, a lot of it started coming back to me. Oh yeah, this is cool. Donatello comes with like this whole backpack, and he even comes with a wrench, which is pretty neat. It looks like he has the most pristine piece of pizza right here. So it's almost like a half pizza. I wonder if the other figures they come out with would come with pizzas you could put them together. I don't know why I'm thinking that. There's something about that. Understand. More hands. Let me put this away. There's so much packaging around me. It is freaking me out. I try to like to keep things clean because it's very easy to get messy with all the packaging. So let me put this away real quick. Mitch, good to see you. Some of the coolest TMNT figures, a cool take on them. Yeah, I love the size. That's the thing. I love the scale and that they come with so many accessories. And like I have so many 1/18th scale things like Predator, Aliens, Ryu, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. There's like so many things I have like in a box. Like that's what's cool to have these together. Like TMNT and Predator versus Aliens. You know, that's just cool. And they probably done that in a comic where the Predator comes down to like hunt the turtles because the Predator's like these turtles are good warriors, but then like maybe Krang using Dimension X stuff pulls in xenomorphs, and then they have to team up. That's still weird. The thing that's inside this. So that looks cool. It's like a little sewer with the. That's cool. YOLO Park makes cool Transformer figures. I'll have to check that out. Man, those things just look astounding together. I got to get my greasy mitts on them and build a Dio. Yeah. I heard they're making Predator Prey movie part 2 already. Yeah. I've heard there's 2 Predator movies coming out that they're working on. Like a Prey 2 and another traditional Predator movie, which is awesome because I didn't know what to expect. And there's the new Alien Earth coming out. And, you know, I've been thinking about Alien Romulus because I was a little disappointed after I saw it. But to be honest, I think I want to be thankful that we got an Alien movie like that. I just feel like, and it's the same thing with like these new Evil Dead movies, it's like they're not moving the lore forward. I like it when these sequels move lore forward in some way. Yeah, a little sewer manhole cover in the shape of Shuriken. Yeah, that's a pretty neat idea. So, so one thing, and I guess it's not too big of a deal. Like I think they could have done less hands. Like look, I have a pile of these hands, and maybe alternate heads. But I guess that's really not too big of a deal, to be honest. It's just sometimes alternate hands. I like even where is it for the alternate hands for the this Monster Arts Godzilla. It's like the other ones just open a little bit more. Like they should have just done open and closed or something. Sometimes it's like I don't know what they're really trying to get out of that. But then I don't want to complain too much. So look, okay. So Donatello has this. I didn't know he was the medic, but I guess he is here. And then he's got the wrench. Does it go in there? Okay. And maybe I could even look at the box and it will show what it does. But then yeah, pull this through. That looks cool. Let's real quick kind of look at some other stuff. So Leonardo has those effect pieces. I've got these pizzas here. On the I like that they come with these individual stands. That's a great idea. Even though it has a build-a-stand thing for like a diorama, I like that as individual ones, just in case you want to do your own thing. Or okay, they all have a communicator, which I guess makes sense if they need to communicate with each other. All right, let's see. So for Michelangelo, curious. So is it okay? It's not bendy, but it moves very easily. I don't know if that's good or bad. And then maybe this goes in here. Let me look at the box. Okay, the box doesn't really show too much, but we can see one of them's hanging down on the back there. And then I like that he can hold it together in one hand. That's a cool look. So interesting that he comes with two but can't necessarily store two. You know, which is not a big deal. That's one of those nitpick things I always think about with these figures is how they can store stuff. I mean, I guess I could... No, I don't want to chip paint or anything. I could barely get that in all the way. I mean, that's something. It's not exactly... I'll kind of mess around with that. Alright, so his effect pieces are cool. This makes sense. Just holding it in different directions. We can see the bottom part here. It's at an angle, which is probably helpful. So that's cool. Alright, and then let's go to Raph. So he's got his Psy. Let's see. So interesting with this side. Putting that in, I don't... Just trying not to break it. I mean, you can fit it in there, but just you got to be careful because it's right where his kunai are. I like that he comes with like kunai everywhere. All right, I'll have to be careful with that just in case. But then, yeah, he has these effect parts that are pretty neat. It's got the blue, and then one side it jets out just a little more. Pretty cool. Okay, Donnie, we got the staff in there. And speaking of Ninja Turtles, I don't know if you guys have played that Ninja Turtles Splinters. What was the new one that came out? It's a roguelike. It's actually really good. And then they came out with the Mutant Mayhem game, and that didn't get that good of a review. But the other one, the roguelike that came out, it came out on Apple Arcade last year, but came out on Switch and Steam this year. And then this makes sense. Holding it above his head. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then all their skateboards. Let's see. There's going to be a new Alien movie that takes place between the original Alien movie and Alien second movie. Are you talking about the Alien Earth? I think it's a TV show coming out. You collect much TMNT? Not too much. I have the SH Figure Arts. I have, which I love. It's like the cartoon ones. I have the Mutant Mayhem Playmates figures. I kind of want to get the NECA movie turtles. I've just always held off because I'm not the biggest fan of NECA. In fact, there was even a video, I think it was yesterday, a live stream of these bigger, I think, toy YouTubers talking about that. The fact that you can pre-order, you can buy something, not pre-order, you can buy something that says in stock on NECA's store. And you can wait forever for them to ship it, and they might not ship it even though they said it's available, and you can't cancel. I had to contact my bank about this bat belt, the Batman belt, the Batman 89 belt. I bought it for Halloween, and they never shipped it. I bought it in advance. They had never shipped it, so contact the bank to say, hey, I never got this, and I've reached out to cancel. They haven't responded, so. Let's see. I wonder if they make those ninjas front shredder that the turtles can slash up. That would be cool. Yeah, and yeah, they really should. They really should have put a second place to hold Michelangelo's second pair of nunchucks. Yeah. Not Shredder's Revenge. That's a good one, but it's a game that came out today. Splinter's Fate or something like that. It's Splinter's. It's a roguelike. It's really good. I played a lot on Apple Arcade last year, but now they have it on modern systems this year. So I wonder if that would be considered Game of the Year contender. I need to play it more. I got it on Switch. I've been playing it, and then I just kind of stopped. Do you remember the lifelike turtle toys back in the day even had soft skin? Yeah. Mitch Davis, I have the entire NECA movie set and comic and Last Ronin sets. That's awesome. I'm a NECA TMNT guy specifically. I highly recommend those movie figs if you find them. But the company's really messing up recently. Like maybe I'm in serious trouble of messing up. Yeah, I wonder. Just because it seems like a lot of people are complaining, I didn't get my stuff from them. What else do I have of theirs? I think that's it. I have the Alpha Predator. I used to have a bunch of NECA Predator, and then I sold them. But I have the Alpha Predator still. But yeah, those movie turtles just look fantastic. But anyway. So another reason why I like this is because really on my screen right here is like everything, and then I can put them on the stand and then put all the accessories in a plastic bag, and that didn't take up a lot of space. That's the one thing when it comes to collecting. This takes up space. I have a whole new table. Yes, table. Dedicated to my Godzillas. I'll have to do a little showcase of like how I have everything kind of configured in my office, because I bought a whole new shelving unit that I put together this weekend to put the stuff on, because I have a bunch of the Mobile Suit Ensemble figures, tons of them, and I want to have them out on display. It's just I've had things put away because it's just too much. But hey. Do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger should come back to make a new Predator movie, or has he got into old already? Yeah, you know what? I would, forever, I think he should have done it, and I think it's too late now, but he has a story and did the voice for the Predator game, Predator Hunting Grounds, which I think is an excellent game. Actually, could that be a contender this year? Because they did a PS5 upgrade. It came out on Xbox. It's crossplay. That game is great, and it has a cool story with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's like a 2025 Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that. I forget, or maybe I'm jumping ahead, but they did a good job with that. Are the hands a bunch of duplicates for each turtle, or do they all have different sculpts that can swap? No, they're all duplicates. That's what's interesting. And I can double check here, but that's the same thing that was with the Joy Toy Warhammer. So like if you got a bunch of Space Marines, they all had the same. If you got a bunch of infiltrators, they all had the same. But let me just put them in a row just in case so we can take a look. Some of these are a bit different actually. So wider, probably for like the Psy. So okay, that goes there. There. The 1, 2, 3, 4 of the splayed hands. These are the wider. Yeah, it'd be interesting that they make them. That's more of a gripping. This. 2, 3. Okay, and there is an extra hand here, but I wonder if that might be related to one of the turtles, and maybe I should have. Oh no, it's right here. Um, I want to double check just in case. But yeah, it's interesting because technically, Raphael would be holding them much different. And there was that pose of Michelangelo holding two in one hand. But none of these would allow for that. They have the finger moved forward. That's interesting that they did that. So that's just like a bent finger. there. Yeah, it is kind of interesting how it's three sets of hands plus the closed fist, and they're all the same. Considering Raphael would be holding his sai differently than some of them would be holding their weapons. Because what would, for instance, unless it's like some of these other pieces, what would be the difference for the bow staff between with these two hands? Good question. I'm glad you had me look at that. Oh, nice. New shelves. I need to get more shelves as well. Yeah, I went on Amazon. There's a Black Friday deal. There's some good deals on there. Joy Toy is a trip. I just can't accept that something mass produced that small has so much detail. I know. And for the price. Like, I was a huge fan of the Hasbro Star Wars, 1/18th scale. They've done some excellent figures, like their Rey from, I think it's Rise of Skywalker, maybe. When they started doing the real, face detail, and then they do the hips a certain way. But then they would come out with other figures where they'd purposely use old tooling, like where it's swivel hips and not ball jointed. And I'm like, I don't want to like spend modern price for a figure that uses the old sculpt. And so I don't know. And then the whole thing, and I guess this is not too big of a deal, but like how the whole thing of Slave Leia is now not a thing anymore, so they're not going to make a figure of that ever, which is weird because I always wanted to get one because I have a Jabba playset. And that's the thing, they came out with a new Jabba recently, and it seemed like it was just reused sculpt. But that's the thing, I've also heard for Hasbro, it's hard for them to produce these Star Wars figures because of the licensing fees. And I've even heard rumblings of maybe Star Wars license going somewhere else. I don't know. Don't forget to click the like button, everyone. Oh, yeah, thanks, Anthony. That's true. Yeah, click the like button. Well, unless you guys have any other questions, I think that's it. This was fun. I've enjoyed opening these up live just because it kind of gives you some added depth as I'm looking into it, seeing some questions pop up instead of just opening it and putting it away. But yeah, that was for pre-ordering stuff. That was a lot to come in one day. So that was awesome. I guess next I'll look into potentially, once I have messed with these for a little while, they're so small. I love that I can have them on my desk, for while I'm working. I can mess around with them and see if then I want like Bebop and Rocksteady. I think that would be cool. But yeah, I'm gonna head out all. But thanks for watching, and we'll talk later. See y'all.